but hizi place zote kwanza jina yako ka inaanza na o jua lazima utoe thou, hiyo lazima
Oh my god.
that o utaambua that thou, you can't write thou without an o.
Oh.
Yes. Of course the big story ilikuwa ni Kithure Kindiki ali release a few zinaitangwa nini zile gazette notice kadhaa. So kulikuwa na gazette notice ya kwanza ilikuwa inasema November 13th is a public holiday, sindio? And that's Monday. And we are like, thank you Kithure Kindiki. And then he unleashed another one, and that other gazette notice ilikuwa juu ya bei ya vitu zimechange. So for the first time wamechange bei ya ID. Yes?
Yeah.
So ID vile tunaijua, mi ujuaga ID ni free. Osha ilipiaga ID.
No, zi.
But ukienda kureplace
kitu kada sijawa even abstract. Abstract I think ni 10 bob. Nene na download na 10 bob. Niko na download na 10 bob e-Citizen. I think chwani nishaitumia na ni once ilikuwa nikuhonga karao. I think dunga so jualiitisha.
Yeah.
I don't know why ni kama na feel like kupoteza ID is like you are in crime ama you instigated the matter. But I've never paid.
Yeah.
I've never paid. Hata birth certificate yenyewe ni chwani. Okay.
Yeah. So now wameongeza bei ya ID because I remember like was it last year or early this year I went and got my colored ID, yeah? But bado niko na ile yangu ile inakaa kama nyanya ya mtu, unajua tule tu black and white, yeah? So saizi inakaa wanasema that if you lose your ID, because I remember I've lost zile za black and white nishazipoteza mara kadhaa. I remember the first time when I lost it niliendaka pale Kariash na nilipaga so 2 but nafaa kuwa so 2 ilikuwa ni juu kipatia ule karao so 2 anakwambia na change, sindio? So that's a polite way of telling you let me keep the other 100. So they end up making a lot of money. But saizi wanasema ukipoteza your ID, if you want to replace it, you'll have to replace it with 2,000 shillings. That's from the current 100 bob. So wanasema this is 20 times increment, sindio? Alafu apart from that, the registrations of birth will now cost 200 from the current 50. I remember nikienda kuchukua ya mjuni wangu nilienda na 50 bob majuzi. I think hata nikichukua hii ID colored, if I'm not wrong, I think I also used 50 bob. If I'm not, mtu anaweza to correct atuambie juu hiyo ID colored. Alafu wanasema similar increment applies for death certificate, while parents who apply late for registration of birth certificate will be required to pay 500 from the current 150. Late registration of death will also cost 500 from the current 150. So life's for the living, so live it, or you're better off dead. So since life is for the living, I'm not worried about death certificate because that has nothing to do with me. I'll be gone, and whoever will have to deal with that will have to deal with that. If someone dies right now, your 150 500 is a list of my worries.
Wezi kuwa like kai wacha ni file kwanza niishie.
But sasa when you tell me that for someone to get an ID for the first time ID, because I don't know why I'm not seeing that, but saizi the first time you apply for an ID, you'll have to pay 1,000 shillings. Sikia hiyo? The first time when I apply for ID, you'll have to pay 1,000 shillings. A lot of things you take for granted. There's a Kenyan somewhere right now in their 50s and even in their 60s who's never held 1,000 shillings in their hands.
Hata punch you got.
Yes. Washapata very small pieces here, but they've never. That's the level of poverty in this country. So kisema that was what I require 1,000 shillings to get an ID.
It's an injustice.
A lot of poor people will never get IDs. Weko naishi pali kama vile place Dufla alikuwa ana describe. Would you get an ID?
No. You can't get you guy. Kama nani Dufla aliget chapo akiwa 10 jo.
Yeah.
And see, we knew like neighbors wanapika chapo. Yeah, he didn't know what that was. But he followed the smell.
It just smelled nice to him.
It just smelled nice. Alafu akapata kuna kitu iko vitu ziko pale kadungwa
Mm.
like umsee like kile kitu alikuwa ameendea ilikuwa ni maji
Yeah.
maji alikuwa ameendea all that far and I'm sure ilikuwa ni cheap but tunaongea about conditions za watu kama hao go to hizi side zingine za Kilifi happen to visit some areas nikiwa coast damn
poverty
damn
alafu unajua with this level of poverty
I think mpaka mse anakaa mzee jo na si unaambua this someone ako 20s ko like
life imemtandika unajua
You're
life inaweza
lying.
kutandika
like imempatia beating those people cannot afford meal ya 50 bob a day
unasema wakuwe na thao
wakuwe na thao I think these are crimes against humanity because mse ako beat down na si tumeexplore two areas even easy area unasema za Kiambu za wapi there are people who cannot afford to eat daily sindio so ukifika like nakona mtoto mchanga sijui amfaidie sijui nini akona sijui nini sijui amfaidie sijui nini are these people actually mad wakikaa chini wana make these things
zizizi ni mi sasa I analyzed this on the first time when I had this I put out a tweet about it and nilisema this is all about 2027 this has nothing to do with what people think it has something to do with right now as things stand Ruto has delivered very little sindio and since he's delivered very little what's happening is popularity yake go down so much that I think it's Rapcha alikuwa natuambia kuna time aliulizwa like are you worried about your popularity akasema no this is not a popularity contest politics is literally a popularity contest you know that because you have to be popular otherwise anyone could be president so with that in mind this is what I think if I was the president and I'm thinking beyond I'd know that 2027 according to Mimi the turnout is going to be crazy yes because for once I feel like what wame realize the president is actually a very powerful office the presidency so because of that a lot of people are going to want to vote and gap ya Ruto na Raila ilikuwa 200,000 votes there are people who've taken it to the next level me I always think about swinging 100 votes to the other side then it's 50-50 but people are saying that if you look at the numbers of everyone who voted if you'd taken 69,000 from Ruto and put it this side ingine we are going to have a runoff sindio so this gap is too close last time you went to an election you are super popular unacheki like Ruto by the time alikuwa na go for 2022 he was very popular yes Uhuru ndiye alikuwa gamsea watu wakuwa nataka kusikiza stories za Uhuru sindio now 2027 he's going to be an unpopular candidate but there's one thing he is 100% sure in Kenya and that's we vote along tribal lines so since we vote along tribal lines Ruto knows that even if the economy was to collapse even if tuanze kutandikwa haircut ile like imefika level where the government is literally entering our accounts and taking 30% Ruto would still win in Rift Valley yes so since he's sure of that what do you're like let me make it hard to get new voters in and the easiest way
so
to
it's
make
a
sure
way of rigging the elections
yes but
it's a long shot
very clean way because you do it so far from the elections that no one notices alafu unastopa mafala wanaingia YouTube saa hizi na kina TikTok wale wanaanza kuwa more woke sindio you stop them you nip it in the bud so this is what according to me ile nafikiria ina happen this is what's going to happen now in around hata saa hizi chini ya maji saa hizi and this is an experiment and is a challenge wase if this thing saizi si high court imeistopisha ngojeni when high court ikiachilia ipite kusi judiciary yetu ya saizi ni 50-50 you never know what it's going to do I still believe getting an ID in Rift Valley is going to be free you see because the government does not need this ID money nacheki so what's going to happen is by the time tunafika 2027 the numbers are just going to say Ruto. Like there's not going to be a contest
Yeah.
because as long as
low voter registration.
yes, because itakuwa very high.
Lack of IDs.
Like new voters are going to be a lot, but mostly in strongholds za Ruto, sindio? Alafu all these other places zitakuwa struggle. If Ruto maintains central, then hata central itakuwa free kuget ID. But hizi places zote kwanza jina yako kainaanza na jua lazima utoe thao, hiyo lazima.
Oh my god.
That utambua that thao, you can't write thao without an yeah. So that's what I expect. I mean, I think it's a political move because otherwise it makes no sense that a government that wants people to pay taxes turns around and says
I would go with your theory.
Yeah.
Because one of the requirements za ID ni birth certificate. Inaongezwa.
Birth certificate pia imeongezwa si wamesema it's moving from what to what, let me see. Like I think it was from 50 bob to 150. Yeah, wameziongeza zote.
Yeah.
Because birth certificate unajua kile wanajua, like a lot of us stayed for very long without birth certificates. So registration of births will now cost 200 from the current 50 bob. Yes. Na ndio nakwambia I don't think so Ruto is worried about birth certificate
for an ID. Yes.
But unachiki Ruto saizi haiko worried juu ya birth certificates. Yuko worried juu ya re-election. And you see we do our elections after 5 years. So Ruto knows that kid who was 13 years old last year will be voting in 2022. Yes? So yuko worried about huyo mtu wa 13 ule saizi ameturn 14. So let's say now Ruto is worried about 14 years kwenda juu. Because these are the people who can determine if he's coming back. And this is a very good strategy. Like ukiwa uko place ka Rift Valley una make sure this 14 year olds ukipata tu hivi ukifika tu hivi yani I don't know like ukimaliza tu chuo hivi unafaa kuwa kama hata niza tafuta chief ameandika tu watu mpaka chief anajua birthday yako. Unasikia umefika tu 18 unapata happy birthday kutoka kwa chief. enda uandikisha hapa, chukua voters card, ngoja let's win this thing in 2027. So otherwise so vile niko nakwambia hii what does this government want the most? They want taxes. How do you get taxes? When people have IDs, because when people have IDs they can get PIN numbers and all that effect. Why would then such a government
make it hard
to get IDs?
Acquire them.
Yes. And make people who are going to be registered all of a sudden are not registered. It's because, according to me, it's because of the elections. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. That this is all about 2027. Because even 2027, do we know who's going to run against Ruto? We don't know.
You're not sure.
So Ruto is just preparing. By the time Raya inaingia, iko
ni kusimama.
Yeah.
Okay.
So saizi itakuwa
because what did you take on his rant kwa parliament?
Jana. Funny enough,
jana?
State of the Nation address was yesterday. Okay. Alisema nini?
No, nikuuliza nilisikia tu it was 1 hour. I was like, damn, 1 hour only.
The funny thing, what were we doing yesterday? Yesterday we shoot show what was this? Lamaz. And then afterwards we met RAPCHA for Rowan Card 3. So I'll just be honest with you. I didn't watch.
Go through.
Yeah,
of course nasikia like yalikuwa anasema okay. From what I took ni alisema he does not need to explain what he has done.
Yeah.
And I think that's the narrative because there's a lot of explanation
that's needed
because alikuwa anasema his supporters his wale ma politicians wako allied to him walikuwa nasema like if you've done something ni kitu inaonekana so yeye kushinda walikuwa natetea like it was a short brief, he's busy
because the most interesting thing niliona online because I didn't watch the whole speech was niliona ile clip wasa walishare ya ni KJ of course it's someone that I respect kabisa. I think even I still have his number. Mwisho nasema nitatry kuitest nionekane zampata for IKONINI. So KJ came out yesterday alafu akasema ati I know you people are wondering why the president was that eloquent. It's because he was using a teleprompter. Watakamuliza jo buda jo. Do you know when teleprompters that were invented na humans? Make a wild guess.
The teleprompter like in the 30s
1923. So rais kuzamuuliza like a technology that's 100 years old ni unakuja kutuambia juu yake like tell us the substance
we didn't hata you got a conman anakuanga eloquent mbaya you know akijitetea hata mwizi kila mtu anakuanga eloquent. It's a craft. You know Nani wasn't eloquent. I'm sure I couldn't have used a teleprompter. Kibaki.
Kibaki just knew
but something,
but he knew what he was saying.
Ilikuwa ina speak volumes. His work na his ways. Na funny thing mpaka unajua everyone is going back to the Kibaki saa yangekuwa like asha turn off notifications for every time is being mentioned. Of course the other side ina mention Kibaki all the way he was able to turn around the economy so fast. What he did like vile tulikuwa tumekaa chini na Willis but sasa now the government is also going back to Kibaki ni kusema like him they also inherited ati sijui a broke government but was it as corrupt as because kulikuwa na corruption he dude Kibaki ilipata corruption because ilipata like a country that was looted for 24 years.
Moi ya kwanda kujua
and it was him alone.
Moi alikuwa na tu
kwanza actually there's someone who practiced state capture Kibaki.
What do you
because nasema like who get whatever was belonging to the government the systems the nini it belonged to one person. Because ungesema ati like ati ministers wa Moi ati walikuwa na power. Yeye ndiye alikam aka make sure like okay these guys are going to work na sijui nini turn around. Because wacha naweza watch hiyo nini ya Willis whatever he did. So but these guys they're stealing in government. Reward ma politicians jobs za ministry. No matter what he does what he says so long as kuna mseliko hapa na akasema ati like this guy at is a man of the people personally. He believes in kama ashai kufanyia kitu kama ushaimfanyia kitu lazima akureward ati wasahau but hiyo ni sawa kama ni mabiashara sawa lakini don't run a country like that because asa wanamuenjoy.
Awezi nini alafu koza nini so ni mwenyewe ni lazima nikuulize because I've not been following up on this story but your views on nani Moses Kuria will he survive because mecheki kuna sasa hizo wameanza kucall for Moses Kuria to be fired.
Mcheki alafu ilipelekwa Senate. I'll go back to Gaidho. What Gaidho said. Igava when he wants to do something else jusai naona ikitu yote si high court ili rule ikitu it's not lawful like hizo increment za hizo charges.
Yes.
It's like they knew watu wata concentrate na alafu ililetwa just the morning before the nini State of the Nation. Watu walikuwa naongea about nini
tuko na bonga juu ya IDs. State of the Nation time.
Yes
we are all
IDs jana mpaka nakumbuka nikiuliza RAPCHA kwa nini ama MPs wote wanakuwa interviewed kwa nini mtu ongea about IDs
MPs wenyewe
like sisi
okay.
Sisi like tulikuwa tusha brainwashiwa like this is what is going to happen. Alafu ali announce jioni ndio sasa the following day nini na happen
State of
alafu
the
kuna side show ingine ilikuwa pale anaitwa nani Moses Kuria is being discussed in the Senate and then alikuwa anasema nani Kajwanga John alisema the Senate cannot impeach nini ACS watu wanaweza tu correct hapo it has to be the MPs so they were even arguing about hizo vitu in the wrong house
okay sikuwa na JJ
so sahi I cannot vitu zote wanafanya sijui nini na nini na nini there's something that is happening kwa background like either I would say like after some time you get to know the truth because mi naona hizi stories za ID na nini zililetwa kutoa attention mob kwa the state of the nation
okay
my 2 cents I don't know
because I still feel like IDs will play a very big role in 2027 and African presidents never care about delivering they just care about finishing their terms so Ruto saizi ukimuuliza what's more important be very successful for the next 4 years and then not win a second term or do horribly wrong for 10 years Ruto will choose 10 years that's just the African whatever and it's just in us I don't know we don't care because we mwenyewe ushaijiulizaga kwa nini like ukiangalia most African countries there are very few shining whatever there are very few Botswanas they're like why is this it's cause everyone akiingia pale hakuna mtu jali juu delivering inakuwaga like if I can get this 10 years because this 10 years mean I'm going to set my family to the next level haikuwagi like if I can get this 5 years and then with 5 years nita end up nimechange yes saizi ni kitu tu of course mkimuuliza mbele ya kamera atasema that given a choice between 5 years and changing lives za Kenyans or 10 years and changing the life of his family which is already changed can it get better
it was even better this guy is not a hustler by the way guy kona cases sijui za nini za time ya nani time ya Moi
kulikuwa na kesi yake ya kwanza
1997 how many million was it
70 million
70 million
1997
70 million you guy a million wale watu walikuwa nashinda milioni kwa hizi ma games zilikuwa zinaendelea walikuwa nazo utafanya nini na milioni nitajenga nyumba nanunua shamba jenga nyumba ninunue gari that was a million so you were talking about that's like 200 and something million right now si ndio
70 million ya 1997 wacha tuangalia tu I think wacha tutumie value ya mkate how much was bread
I think was price 15 bob
na size bread ni how much
65
yes okay cause sisi bread yes nimekumbuka we used to buy quarter for 4 bob so tukibuy quarter 4 bob ilikuwaga 8 kuna chukua kihalf kiona 8 bob nachukua kihalf na kivaa so let's say a full bread was 16 shillings so that means 65 divided by 16 let's round it off to 4 si ndio 4 times 70 yes that's like 300 million
not that, to 80
yes
so hey damn that was a million then alikuwa na bongaje
tunabonga juu ya like
70 million what he had
his corruption case
yes jo sasa akwe elected and he was still a member of parliament for Eldred North
yes
he had enough for his family
that's what nakwambia like right now if you wanted to change because Ian Monaga to complicate life like Magufuli was very bad for TZ na watu wakitaka kujua juu Magufuli like bad for TZ when it comes to democracy and freedom of speech and if people want to see more about Magufuli wanaweza watch kuna hii interview Zak alifanya kwa channel yake so hiyo nini podcast into the podcast with no name yakiwa na ule dem what's her name Ruby na Corinne so they were talking to Nikimbishi and Nikimbishi was saying he can never understand Kenya yu kujaga Kenya anasikia watu wanabonga juu ya like at people are there like F the president is this and I should be like damn unasema hivi na bado mnaamka time ya Magufuli ilikuwa gati simple kabisa, wewe sema hivyo lakini jua tu awamki. You're sleeping and you never and you're not ile ngongana nani ile sleep ile beauty sleep whatever, so you're not sleep beauty, unalala na uamki, unaenda kwa Yesu straight. But so tukitoa element ya freedom of expression, we just look at Ruto at Magufuli through the other things that he did. Apart from him having a very thin skin, he was very good in handling corruption in Tanzania. Sindio? Aliingia hivi guy TRA ya TZ haikuwa inapoteza bob, like every shilling was accounted for.
Nakumkata akisimamisha raya kwa rally.
Umefanya nini hapa? Ambia watu ndio mzee.
Ulikuwa unajenga nini? Ndio ile imemalizika. Ulikuwa umepewa hela ngapi?
Uko pale umeteta nini baya?
Yuko there like hira yani aje.
So when you look at that, then you look at Ruto. Now Ruto is running this country. Wanta kuniambia hakuna vile Ruto anaweza amka tu aseme kutoka leo hakuna corruption in country. Yeah, the president. There is no corruption. Nasijali we ni nani. Cause musamaga this thing is so simple. Just if you want to fight corruption in Kenya, like uko like when you're corrupt, so let's say Moses Kuria is corrupt. It's just an example. Does not mean he any corrupt. Itakuwa Moses Kuria na kureplace na kureplace na Waiganjo. Kikuyu for Kikuyu. So you can't go there and say I'm targeting tribe. Because na kureplace na
a more competent version
of you. But now from Chirchir ulisaidia kuni get elected, but there is Kipkoech who's better than you. Na kutoa naingiza. Ama Kipchirchir. You just do that and this bullshit he's targeting our tribe. Itaisha. Because what I notice, no, you're getting now, like I appointed you for political reasons. Now I'm appointing this one for whatever. And then we deliver and then we see. Change lives za say hizo mojinga za, because you can't
like look at Matiang'i before aanze kupewa before handshakes ndio. Ile time alikuwa education. Yuki unajua alianza like what walianza kubehave you guy kwa education sector. So I don't want to see these funny schools on top of butcheries. You know, just go there. Alafu alienda boarding school. Akauliza teacher, would you sleep here? Wewe anulizawa say, are you guys mlikuwa mmeniita ni alisema kwanza I want to go and see these boarding facilities zenye mko nazo. Anasema are you okay? These are human beings. Who do you expect washike chenye mnaambia in the classroom? You know, so mpaka some nini zikaanza kuchange. Hata rigging za nini za exam at least I don't say mi sijui kama zilipunguka but you could tell there were nini. So my nini is people fall in love with a working ministry. You know, they trust it. Unaona? Hata vile alipelekwa coordination ya governor nini. So I don't know what happened there. But people fell in love akiwa na hakuangalia Matiang'i ni Mkisii ama sijui nini.
We just knew
walikuwa naangalia tu output yake. You know, this guy can work damn, you know. Hata ile time nani hata kama kulikuwa na visanga za nini Mutahi na time ya COVID watu walikuwa nasema this guy has made us not to panic in the midst of a pandemic. You know, because whatever he was doing alikuwa anafanya nini for the nation. No. So if we can get like those crop of leaders when unasema atoe raya aikena raya the same hata John Venkia ati who runs hata akitolewa tu aikwe sijui Masai ama nini so long as he is working wase watako like this guy is delivering, let's go.
Moses Kuria mi nikikumbuka the 2022 elections and you ask me for Moses Kuria highlight, I'd give you two highlights. One highlight ni yeye akifanyia wase wa Kiambu unakumbuka akirushia wase wa Kiambu middle finger when he went to that rally and no one wanted to listen to him. That showed you how much he was not popular on the ground. The only time I remember a crowd going wild for Moses Kuria ni vile alipanda stage akasema that was it Kenyatta signed a pact with Kikuyus that Kikuyus will never vote for someone with a foreskin. Then the crowd went wild. Nakumbuka those are the two highlights za election yake. Ile he's campaigning for Ruto in quotes and uses the ngozi nne crowd ikabambika, but when he himself was campaigning for himself he was not that popular. So that means that this is someone you can get rid of. I don't think it affects Ruto in any way. As long as I'm replaced na keep quiet, I'm replaced to namsap. Alafu ende tu akifanya hivyo and he can clean his government and then we see what happens. Because musemaga like Kenya, for Kenya to advance you have to number one understand that tribalism is a reality and you deal with it the best way. How is yes, use this like rabble rousers, these like wild people to get you to office, but once uko hapo office look for the most competent. But now una replace wewe yuko poa na ku replace with the same nini, ndio so seme I'm turning the government into a one tribe thing ama what mimi nafikiria that would be possible. But wacha tungoje tuone.
Hata ira ya inaitwa nini his vile aliingia kwa transport. This guy called Michuki. Didn't give a fuck.
He
changed like shit. You be traveling comfortably. Na kaingia kwa mat na kafunga ilikuwa 204.
Alafu unajua culture yetu ikachange.
And even now akalichange mpaka wasi walianza kufeel like hey, kwani tumekuwa tukijidharau design gani juu saa hata kwenda kufinya msee just look like hey, uko sawa ni
cause kitambo mimi neza ojosi tulikuwa watu hii so I've never thought about it like what madem walikuwa na go through your time cause can try imagine my perverts pervert ilikuwa hapo. Alafu unajua TZ saizi even in the era of smartphones wanafinyana hivyo. Do you know how many smartphones get lost? Unajua hivyo? Cause umefinywa hivi alafu unajua smartphone yako kaa chali ndio ipotee ni rahisi. Cause dude inanituku kushika rasa ukiconfuse cause unajua utajam by the time unaangalia hivi raisha ingia kwa mfuko nikaenda na simu yako. TZ bado they're stuck ndani hivi wakikamiki Kenya understand hiki John nagajo wacha Gapjojiga never goes broke, his name got twitches anatuambia kapo nimedanganya but
nilikuwa nasema like just ingia pale don't care about because that dude didn't care about kama atakuwa demoted. Unajua kitambo ulikuwa unatolewa unakuwa assistant kulikuwa na jali alisema like mtakaa vizuri and I don't care
and we got used to that. Nowadays travel is so comfortable. Hizo vitu they became 14 seaters. They used to take how many people? Because as kwa
40 something you guys. Okay, hapa mbele ulikuwa raya kanga hapi 1 2 3 ilikuwa 3 seater. Hii iko nyuma ya dere. Ukifungua tu mlango hivi. There's 3 seater. Hapo mlikuwa mnafinya na mtu 4 na mwingine anasimama ananinginia conductor. Alafu sasa hii nyingine yake ya conductor unakumbuka kulikuwa na kakiti kingine kalikuwa kanafunguka.
Nakumbuka
Then sasa hapo mko mtukaa 5. Then so that those are 4 5 alafu nyingine 4 alafu nyuma 5 alafu mbele na kuna nyingine na kuna hiyo ni mat basi sasa the whole stretch ilikuwa inaitwa kujave javelin
javelin that's where nini babies wale javelin ilikuwa mababi ndio likama after hiyo
that was